As a huge anime watcher, I always strive for more content through the anime space. As some of you guys may know, I don't really read the source material for what I watch. Source material can be a good point of reference to the anime you're watching, and it's also mostly the source material for these stories that dictate if they will get an anime adaptation. Nah, we don't need source material for this one. Anime originals is something special. You would think that there's no source material for these anime, but if you really want to find the source material for anime originals, we need to look at another thing: the key staff members. These people are the most responsible for creating what we know as anime originals. So to get an idea of what the source material is, we need to look at some of the previous works they have worked on. For that, I want to look at the anime Bucchigiri. I first heard about Bucchigiri when the ending popped up on my YouTube feed. Listening to it once made me just want to watch the entire show. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. The story is about a wimpy kid named Arajin who grew out of his phase where he believed in honky people and is trying to get laid. Like, you might ask what honky people is, and I think the average watcher of this show is still trying to figure that out at this point. Suddenly, Arajin gets chased by some delinquents into a honky shrine and finds a margin called Senya. With Senya by his side, he basically have a glass cannon built with the ambition of getting laid. Like, this is not okay. If you haven't figured out yet, this is kind of self-insert loser MC gets broken abilities. Going back to the key staff members of Bucchigiri, the original creators are Hiroko Utsumi and Taku Kishimoto. The names might not ring a bell, but their previous works can be reflected in what we're going to watch in the show. We first have Taku Kishimoto. You might know him for some of his popular works he has worked on, such as Gintama, Haikyuu, and Fruit Baskets. Looking at this lineup that he has, this looks like a very promising anime with a lot of fan favorites. It's fine. I think he got a little inspired talking to Hiroko Utsumi while working on this show, because let's look what Hiroko Utsumi have been a part of. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, Bucchigiri is low-key a boys love anime. The thing is that you could do this to other shows as well, as is the best way to look where people got inspired from to make these anime originals. This video will not cover Sonic Boy, but it's also an anime original. Its original creator is Shingo Natsume. We have worked on previous work like Boogie Pop, Space Dandy, and Iron Man. Iron Man: The Rise of the Techno War. Oh, what? I know why it's good now. Anyway, looking back at the key staff members, I'm surprised that none of them have worked on Chainsaw Man, because this main character has the same ambition as Denji, getting laid. But somehow, she's always getting surrounded by male characters throughout the show, increasing the suspicion of boys love through the entire season. But no, it's not even present under the genre, or theme for that matter. So, I mean, surely it's not boys love, alright? The show has two problems where the anime falls short. The first problem lies in the main character. There's nothing wrong with having cultural dreams and ambitions, but this guy, he's at the top 10 unlikable people, and it's not even a competition. This guy has an old childhood friend where they are working on to become honky people together. They train together, but they get bullied for it. So what does the main character do? He runs from it. 6 to 8 years later, he enters high school, and he meets his friend again. Now he's shameful for what he does. Sure, it's okay for now. But somehow he reflected nothing in those years. And he does the same stuff over and over again. Because he just wants to get laid by this one girl the entire season. And do you know what the worst thing about the show is? The best episode is episode 10. Why is it episode 10? Because Arajin has a little to none screen time in the show. The second problem is generally the story. We never get any fleshed out introduction to the things that this world has to offer and what it is. Like, how to become a margin? We don't know. The only thing we know about a margin, for example, is They were training to become hunky people, but they never actually achieved to become a hunky people, and then they got killed by weapons, and then they became a margin. So we don't know exactly what qualifies to be a margin, or what happens when you achieve hunky. We have hunky people, which are people who find a heart that does not flee. Although Arjun is trying to run from the gay allegation the entire show. Other than that, it's your run-of-the-mill show. But there are still positive things to say about the show. Some of the interesting things about this anime includes the animation it features, with its smooth fighting. MAPPA is still not letting their employees go home because they need to produce more anime like this one. I'll say it, they cooked up with this one. Although it's a little rough around the edges, it still delivers when there's a fight on screen. This anime also has something new. We all know it's a delinquent anime by now, surely. It has a school teacher. A school teacher in a delinquent anime. This has never been seen before. What? I mean, this is a completely new thing. It opened up for so many possibilities. Normally there's no teacher in a delinquent anime, but somehow they're still irrelevant in this school. They're just stepping out of the class. Yeah, we need to have a school fight. Okay, what can I do about it? Nothing completely. But we are completely missing the best part of the show. The music. I'll stand on this hill, but Bucchigiri's opening and ending has a high chance of contending the opening and ending of the year. We all know that's not going to happen, because it's a popularity contest, and this show is barely scraping 35,000 watchers. There's something special about the music in the show. It just encapsulates the atmosphere of the entire show, and boys loved included. So, what score does this anime deserve in my book? 7. It's a really fun anime. I never once skipped the opening or ending of this show. Also, because I binge watched it all, and I think actually it's very, very good. I also firmly believe this is very underrated. 35,000 watchers is a little low compared to what I think it should have. You might stray away because it has some low-key boys love features. Thank you for making it this far into the video. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing, because I'll mostly upload weekly. Please write some suggestions of what anime you want me to review in the future. I can say for sure that next week will feature Windbreaker, so stay tuned for that one. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye bye.